a Kremlin-backed Russian investment fund has invested in the team building Elon Musk's Hyperloop, it has been revealed. The Russian direct investment fund, which was launched with support of the Kremlin in 2011 with the goal of attracting investment to Russia, made the undisclosed investment during an April fundraiser along with General Electric and the French railway company SNCF. The amount in question was very modest, the fund's chief Kirill Dmitriev said in televised remarks, but the goal was to implement the project in Russia. Dmitriev said the fund wanted to test these technologies in Russia as soon as possible together with Russia's railway monopoly Russian Railways. Hyperloop One's Vice President Bruce Ubben said the company would also work on a feasibility study for Moscow after a deal was struck with the mayor of the notoriously congested Russian capital Sergei Sobyanin. The technology could give capital region commuters weeks of their lives back by moving them out of cars and into Hyperloop One vehicles gliding at speeds north of 400 mph, he wrote in a post on the company website. Hyperloop One is also in talks with Russia's giant Gazprom, on possibly using land taken up by gas pipeline infrastructure to build the transportation network, notably to Asia. The company further discussed with Russia's transportation minister Maxim Sokolov a Hyperloop track that would link China with the port of Zarubino on the Pacific Ocean across 70 kilometers of Russian territory. According to Russian news site RBC, the network would link western Russia to the far east and the northern reaches of the enormous country. Head of St. Petersburg Railway Innovation Development Center, Anatoly Zaitsev, said that while the project would cost the West an estimated $21 billion, Russia could achieve the technological feat with half the budget. The cost of this project by Western standards is $21 billion, according to our standards, it is just about half as much, that is $1 billion, Mr. Zaitsev told RBC. He added, in this initial phase of the work we are at the expense of private investors and have demonstrated magnetic levitation, we can lift any weight. Zaitsev, who is the Federation's former rail minister, confirmed that the first section of the network would link St. Petersburg to Moscow in order to transport cargo the 400 miles from Baltic Sea terminals. Earlier this month, Russia's Minister for Transport, Maxim Sokolov, said the Federation is ready for such large-scale projects. The minister told Russian media that a prototype design for the concept was revealed 2 years ago. The Russian minister confirmed that developments such as the Russian Hyperloop-style project could form a key part of the government's transport strategy up to 2030. In 2014, state-owned Russian railways reportedly signed a deal to develop a magnetic levitation train line for transporting freight containers. The Hyperloop is a proposed method of travel that would transport people at 745 mph between distant locations. It was unveiled by billionaire head of Tesla and SpaceX Elon Musk in 2013, who said it could take passengers at 380 miles from LA to San Francisco in 30 minutes, half the time it takes a plane. According to designs, the system is essentially a long tube which has had the air removed to create a vacuum. The tube is suspended off the ground to protect against weather and earthquakes. Passengers would sit in either individual or group pods, which would then be accelerated with magnets. Earlier this year, Hyperloop Transportation Technologies met with Slovakian government officials to finalize and sign an agreement which would see the transport system brought to Europe. They are looking to build a local Hyperloop system, with the vision of creating future routes connecting Bratislava with Vienna, Austria and Budapest, Hungary. According to Wired, Dirk Alburn, head of HTT, wants the first stage to be complete by 2020. But the company has not secured funding yet, and the project is expected to cost $1 million.